Okay, now we're going to finish up the last couple problems here in section 5.4. Learn about a couple new types of factoring that you have not done before, and that is the sum of two cubes and the difference of two cubes. Okay, this right here is called the sum of two cubes. The reason it's called the sum of two cubes, you've got two terms. And again, if you ask yourself, could I factor out a greatest common factor? Well, there's nothing in common to both terms that you could factor out. Then you need to recognize, okay, I've got two terms. It's a sum. Sum means you're adding. And I'm summing two cubes together. And what you need to do, and this is a very important step, is write it as the sum of two cubes. And I suggest putting parentheses around it. So what do I cube to get x cubed y cubed? Well, I would cube the quantity xy. X to the first, y to the first. What do I cube to get 8? Well, 8 is 2 cubed. So then I really cube, let me rewrite this here, this part of it. Then I really cube, and there's a touchy spot on my screen here. So let me move this down a little bit. So this is plus 2 in parentheses cubed. Okay? So now, if I do this, and I follow this down here, I want to follow, okay, I'm doing a sum of two cubes. Okay, and this will be on kind of the help sheet we give you for this chapter, but if I have this right here, this says a cubed plus b cubed, and this is how it factors. Okay, so a would be what's inside or what you cube to get that. So this always factors into what we call a binomial and a trinomial. So if I do that, okay, if you notice right here, it says a plus b. A is whatever's in the first set of parentheses, so this would be your a, in this case xy. So this is A, and this is my B, which is a 2 right now. Okay, and then you have a plus sign in there, and 2. Okay, then in the trinomial, it says A squared, or whatever's in the first set of parentheses. So if I square xy, I get x squared y squared. If you take xy and square it, you get x squared y squared. Okay, then it says 2. Well, first of all, the sign is minus the product of a and b, so what's in the first set of parentheses, xy, multiplied by 2, which would be 2xy. Okay, and then the last part of it says b squared, or what's in your second set of parentheses, which is the 2. So right here, I want 2 squared, except for don't write it as 2 squared. You can actually square 2, excuse me. So that's going to be plus 4. Okay? There is your answer. The binomial xy plus 2 multiplied by the trinomial x squared y squared minus 2xy plus 4. Okay? All right, let's go on to the next one, which is a difference of cubes. And why do I say this is a difference of cubes? What do I cube to get 64x to the 6th? Well, I cube 4. Let me write this a little bit better here. So I cube 4x squared. Okay. 4x squared in parentheses cubed. And what do I cube to get y to the 6th? Y squared. Okay. So now, if I'm following my bottom one, notice the only difference here between a difference of two cubes and a sum of two cubes, if you notice, it's a binomial times a trinomial. If you start out with a difference, the minus is in the binomial, and that's a plus, which is just the opposite of what we did right here. So that's going to factor into a binomial and a trinomial. In here, we have to have a minus because it's a difference of cubes. It would just be what's in the first set of parentheses, 4x squared minus y squared. And then over here, we actually have to have a squared. So I need to do 4x squared, but I need to square it. Remember, this is like your a, this is your b. So I've got to square my 4x squared, which is 16x to the fourth. And then it's a plus sign. And now I multiply what's in my parentheses, so that'll just be 4x squared y squared. And then I need to square my b, because it says b squared right here. So square y squared, so y squared squared is plus y to the fourth. Okay? Now, one other thing that you can do right here, if you notice, this right here can be factored further. It's a difference of two squares. Okay? Because I can square 2x to get this, and I square y to get this. And we just did a difference of two squares earlier. So this binomial can actually be factored into 2x plus y times 2x minus y. Most of the time with difference of cubes or sums of cubes you can't do this, but this one can be factored further. And then this over here cannot be factored any further, so it's 4x squared y squared plus y to the fourth. Okay, but so this difference of two squares went into 2x plus y, 2x minus y. So my final answer would be that right there.